on that when I could. So by showing them that this is an opportunity that they could regret missing later, they're far more likely to take action now instead of later. Every purchase is an impulse purchase. So I want you to look here. This is Bitcoin, 2016 to 2021. So that's 5 years of a difference. And that is literally an extra $61,000 per Bitcoin. So 27,000% increase, which is just nuts in only 5 years. And most people miss that. I know I missed that, and would have been cool to actually invest. But I mean, I was like, what? I was 16 years old. Bitcoin was not on my radar back then. So whatever, it is what it is. Now I want to go through some actual fundamental psych triggers with you on this sales page that I found. And so here we are on a sales page. Now this is a sales page kind of like I was explaining to you guys earlier. Now there's a few things to note here, okay? Quite a few things. So first and foremost, you see at the very, very top, what does it say? Fit pros, overwhelmed with what to post. So what is this? It's calling out their audience and asking if they have the problem that this sales page will fix. And now this, I don't know if it's a sales page. Yeah, no, it must be a sales page because it doesn't say free anywhere on it. So this is a sales page. I don't know how much it costs or whatever, but we're going to look at the actual page and then we're going to find out. Get the exact post, templates, and content planner that grew my following to 200,000 and signed more than 3,500 online fitness clients. So let's break it down. The what's in it for me, okay? Remember I told you about the what's in it for me, the benefit people only really care about themselves? The exact post, templates, and content planner. You can get that. And then this part, 200,000 following and 3,500 online fitness clients. That's the big promise. Also emotional, right? It's an emotional argument. And then here, without DMs, becoming an influencer, spamming social media, posting risque photos, or promoting scammy fad diets. You can get huge benefit with a big result without any of these pain points. So that's all most sales page headlines actually are, all right? Now we're gonna be going over more of like a sales page guide as we move on throughout the free course here. But I also wanted to spend a little bit of time on this headline because this is essentially all the headlines that you're going to see. Okay, they're very, very formulaic. You really don't have to reinvent the wheel. All right, so you're calling out your audience. You're telling them exactly what kind of awesome benefit that they can get. And you're also, saying that they can get it without any of these things that they either think that the program is about and without any of the pain points. So if you're a fit pro, for example, you probably have a lot of people saying, oh, well, you need to become an influencer, or you need to do cold DMs, or you need to spam social media. So you're probably figuring as soon as you get here, oh, well, it's probably one of these things. But now that you find out it's not one of these things, you're even more intrigued. You're like, I wonder what it is. Kind of like imagine if someone was like, hey, bro, I'm going to teach you how to build your biceps. And you're like, oh, okay, well, it's probably just going to be this stupid bicep curl exercise. But then you're like, yeah, I'm going to show you how to grow your biceps without even doing one bicep curl. And you're like, wait, hold up, what? Well, then what is it then, right? It kind of piques your curiosity. This is called a not statement. Okay, a not statement is essentially building intrigue because people usually think that they know what the answer is. They know what the punchline is. So if you prove to them that they don't know what the hell the punchline is, now they're going to be even more intrigued. So I guess I actually didn't show you guys how a sales page is usually structured quite yet. So headline, this is the video sales letter, okay? This, copywriter. This right here, written by a copywriter. And then as seen in Forbes, Entrepreneur, and these other ones. So this, of course, is building social proof. This is building authority. This is satisfying the logical part of the brain when it talks about all these publications that they were actually shown in. And here is a mock-up. A mock-up essentially kind of shows you physical examples of what you're getting. And then these here are called bullets. A bullet is essentially what you get and then how it helps you. And then what you get and then how it helps you, and then what you get, and then how it helps you. That is how bullets are done. You'll see some people do bullets incorrectly, but they actually did the bullets quite well. So, for example, a full month of recyclable posting templates to eliminate the guesswork and overwhelming feeling that comes with regular posting. So this is the feature and this is the benefits. Okay, remember I was talking about benefits to features? An easy way to translate a feature like this to a benefit is by saying so you can. You get the A16 Bionic chip in your iPhone so you can play games and not have your iPhone crash, for example. 60 proven headlines that are pre-engineered to call in your dream clients and make them know, like, and trust you before they even speak to you. Systematized posting prompts and tools practically guaranteed to skyrocket your engagement. So notice how they're speaking about these, okay? And notice also the formatting. The formatting is italicized, bolded, and underlined. You shouldn't necessarily need to do. You could just do bolded and underlined. And then the benefit. So it's very, very easy to read. It's very, very consumable. plus 10 done for you post templates. Download now and we'll send you this bonus. Boom. And then a little bit more about them and who they are, I suppose. And some more copy down here, and then some more copy down here. So as you can see, there's all types of copywriting all over this page and all inside of this video. And there's probably copywriting inside the actual program as well. Because most of the times, these small deal programs are essentially just positioned for you to consume the content, like what they do, and then decide that you want to work with them through a mentorship or something, which is going to cost sometimes 2, 3, sometimes 10 grand, sometimes 20 grand. If it's like a business coaching type of thing. So that is exactly how all of this stuff works. Now you really, really know, and you have a tangible example. We've gone through all the psychological factors when it comes to reaching a page or writing copy just like this. And that was our one example, because now we have part 4, which is the copy commandments. Here are some hard and fast rules about copywriting that you guys need to know. You need to understand. And man, when I learned some of this stuff, it absolutely just blew the doors open. Not only did it really help me in the way of, okay, well, now I have a much better understanding, but it also gave me a lot of confidence because I realized, you know what? Copywriting is literally not just something super difficult. It's literally just taking certain bits of information and almost like filling in the blanks. Once you get it much better, copy will just flow out of you. I do this thing sometimes called freestyling, where I just could literally just write down a piece of copy and have it be honestly really, really good. Then maybe go through some edits and boom, it'll be done. I could write a really good piece of copy in like 30 minutes to 45 minutes. A lot of people, especially you, if you're just starting out, it's going to take you a little bit longer, but you'll get there. You'll get there. So rule number 1 about copywriting, okay? Great writing and great copywriting are very, very separate things, my boy. The following is regarded as one of the best poems and pieces of writing to ever be created by all mankind. This is the best writing ever. It's called Ozymandias by Percy Bysshe Shelley. Ozymandias. There was actually a whole Breaking Bad episode named after Ozymandias. It was actually the one where Hank died. Anyways, I digress. One of the greatest and most famous pieces of writing in the English language, and I quote, "I met a traveler from an antique land who said, 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor, well, those passions read which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed." That's kind of like half of the poem. But what the hell does that mean, bro? I don't know. If you know, I think you deserve a scholarship, bro, because I have no idea. What does that even mean? But that's the great part. This is some poetic stuff that probably took homeboy years to write just for me to not even understand it. That is terrible copywriting. And I'll tell you why it's terrible copywriting, because copywriting is supposed to be clear and concise. Your message is supposed to be transcribed from your head into somebody else's head in as little words possible. Okay, it's supposed to be as simple as possible. The reading level of your copywriting should literally be 10 years old. A 10-year-old should literally know how to read your copy and understand it. That means you will be making 6 figures as a copywriter writing like a 10-year-old. Remember this lesson: confusion kills conversions. That's lesson number 1 in all of marketing, all of copywriting. Confusion kills conversions. So always focus on clarity over cleverness. Your main goal as a copywriter is to communicate ideas in the most efficient way possible while using as little words as you can. It's not about being fancy. It's not about making all of these interesting analogies and metaphors and similes or whatever. It has nothing to do with that. Okay, we don't know oxymorons or whatever. All we need is simple, easy to understand language, right? That's all of the examples that I've shown you up until now. You've never been sitting there and going, I wonder what that means. Because it literally takes you a football team of scholars to understand what this even means, which is terrible copywriting, okay? So 2 very different things. Do not think that you have to come in here and be a great writer. Next is what we need to understand what is the value equation. What is value, right? You'll hear this term a lot, value, value, value. What does value really mean? One of the main goals of copywriting is to communicate value, but what does that really mean? 9-figure entrepreneur and business influencer Alex Hormozi came up with this useful equation, right? And this is a very useful equation. I'm gonna zoom in on it just so we really can see it better. So, as we can see, dream outcome times perceived likelihood of achievement divided by time delay and effort plus sacrifice equals value. Translation. So we need to maximize the dream outcome. So solve a problem worth solving. So we need to solve a big problem. So if you tell people, hey, I'm going to solve this little teeny weeny problem, like maybe you're a fitness influencer and I want to solve the problem you not knowing what to post, right? That's a pretty small problem in the big, scheme of things. So that product that I just showed you, for example, was probably what? Most likely 27 or 97 bucks, right? Which is not a lot of money. If I were to charge people like 2,000 bucks for that, they'd be like, hell nah, that's like a little teeny weeny problem. I ain't paying a lot of money for that. So they were giving you value, but they were purposely just solving a small problem for you. Okay, that's what the whole thing about it was. But it was still good copywriting. And the reason why is because you need to keep price in mind, value to price ratio. You want your value to be way higher than your price at all time. Okay, so the price on that was pretty low. So it wasn't that hard to ham up a lot of value. Dream outcome plus perceived likelihood of achievement. This could be things like testimonials. So right here, things like testimonials, improving case studies. Okay, how likely are you to actually do it? And social proof and authority. So when they had all those publications, as mentioned in Entrepreneur and Forbes, now you're like, oh, well, damn, these people are really about it, right? These people were actually mentioned in these large publications that I know I've heard of before. That's how they build trust with you and multiply the perceived likelihood of achievement. Next of all, minimize time to success. How can we make it faster? How we can show more progress. Always adding things like 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, that always helps. 6 months, 1 year, these things always help. How to get monetized on YouTube in 90 days, people will be like, damn, I really wanna know how to do that. Next is minimize effort and sacrifice. How can we make this easier, more seamless, and convenient? In the last example we looked at, we talked about templates, done for you systems, and all these sorts of things. Easy peasy. Next, I wanna show you how a simple ladder makes millions. All right. This is your intro into marketing and how it all works. I kind of already touched on this just a little bit, but it's of course much worth mentioning again. This is my beautiful little diagram here. And before you guys say, yes, I know I could have pursued my artistic career, but I decided to do this copywriting thing instead. So for the most part, people will only do business with people who they know, like, and trust, right? People who they have a relationship with. I don't want to do no business with somebody I have no idea who they are. I'm kind of sketchy about them. I don't know. To get people to the state of trusting you enough to make sizable purchases, it's best to build a relationship with low risk offers first. Okay. Now here's yet another example from my boy Alex Hormozi. You can see right there on the left, it says warm. So this is a marketing term where if people are warmed up to you, then they like you. If people are cold to you, then they're still strangers. People who know you are like, hi, take my money. People who don't know you, cold audience, will be like, hi. And they'll be like, stranger danger. Man, get me out of here. I don't want to do no business with you. I don't know you. Next, we need to understand brand voice. And this one is so important. This is one that copywriters always miss out on. And if you can't nail brand voice, then it doesn't really matter how good your copywriting is. Okay, and I'll explain why. A huge mistake that many copywriters commit is speaking in their voice instead of the client's voice. Okay, I don't want to send out no copywriting that sounds like you and not like me. It's my brand, it's my business. I want it to sound like me. For example, if you want to send a motivating or inspiring email, you should use stories and learning lessons from your clients rather than from your own experience. If the copywriter tells a story about, hey, bro, so anyways, I was at the airport the other day and this thing happened. No, I want it to be about the business. Furthermore, the style of communication should reflect that of your clients as well. If the client is less formal and more personal, the copy should reflect that, for example. Where can you get brand voice from? How can you actually understand brand voice? Well, you got things like TikTok sales pages, emails that they've already written, YouTube videos that they've already created, reels, stories, shorts, ads, tweets, captions, interviews, live streams. There's literally so much information that you can pull from as a copywriter. And I want to give you a quick example. This is my boy, Wes Watson. And he has a very distinct brand voice that I've never really seen anywhere else. Getting started with Wes Watson, blah, 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 blah. We just need to choose to effing win. We just need to choose to effing win. It's all perspective on what the F is winning to you. Winning to me is happiness, is inner peace. I chose to win. Conquer your inner voice, right? Your inner weak voice. Join my exclusive group that's filled with information and support of hundreds of people just like you to overcome life's greatest challenges. Understand that he has a very distinct brand voice. If you come in here too soft, like, hey, it's not your fault, okay? I want to coach you to overcome the mental barriers in your mind that are blocking you from your life that you desire. That's way too soft for this dude. This dude is hard. He's fast. He tells it to you like it is. He's like Andrew Tate times 10. All right. He's out here cussing at you on his sales page, which is something I've almost never seen before. But as you see, that's kind of his brand. That's his style. That's what he goes for. His brand voice is very distinct. You would also not want to use this dude's brand voice for some little yoga teacher or something. So you need to take this into account and always use the actual client that you're working for. So brand voice. Boom. Brand voice explained. Now you are, man, you're ahead of so many copywriters. Because so many copywriters, they focus on creating the best copy possible, and they're really good copywriters. They've been doing this for 3, 4, 5 months, but they're like, hey man, I don't got no clients. I'm like, yeah, no wonder you ain't got no clients, bro. You're writing copy that don't even sound like the people you're trying to write it for. So, now you know. Thank God, now you know. Saves you a lot of struggle right there, trust. Understanding your avatar/target niche. Your target audience is a general subset of people who may identify with your offer or content. An avatar, not like the blue people running around, I'm talking about the avatar in marketing, is bringing your ideal consumer to fruition so you can get a crystal clear idea on how to single them out. Okay, now that might not make sense to you, but I'll give you a more tangible example. Target audience: males aged 18 to 24, lives in the United States, plays sports. That's the target audience. An avatar: Costin, the Romanian boss, is an 18-year-old guy who listens to Andrew Tate and other inspirational online figures. He's highly motivated to make a better life for himself and start a journey with self-improvement, but he struggles with the basics like waking up on time and eating right. So that's the avatar, right? It's very, very mega specific. I gave him a name. I gave him an age. I have an actual person, a one singular person in my mind. That's an avatar. Whereas the target audience is like a group of people who you might identify with. So why is this important? How can we use it? Well, on the shooting range, right? I told you guys I was in the military, but on the shooting range, a common saying is aim small, miss small. What does that mean? If I'm making an email with Costin in mind, it's a little bit different than if I'm making an email with just random 18 to 24 year olds in mind. I might say something like, hey, if you're 18 to 24 and you play a lot of sports, maybe you play basketball, maybe you play football, maybe you play this. I'm going to literally, for whatever reason, like if I'm not being that specific, I'm going to speak like that. That might be how you want to speak with like ads or something. But if you're talking to a very, very specific type of person, this is how you enter the conversations inside of people's heads, like we talked about. If you're 18 years old, right? Maybe you've been out there listening to a lot of Andrew Tate and you're highly motivated. You want to make a better life for yourself. You know you're destined for more. You don't want to follow the conventional path. You don't want to go to no college. You don't want to go to no university. You know that path ain't for you, but there's still one burning question in your mind. What do I actually do? How do I start? I'm not really sure. I mean, there's too many options, yet not enough options at the same time. Well, I'm going to help you with that. Now I know exactly what to pull from. I know exactly what things to say to speak to my target audience. And hey, maybe there are some people who don't identify with this as strongly as Costin does. Those are the people in the target audience. But if I aim for the target audience, I'm more likely to miss. It's just like this. It's like a bullseye. If I aim for the avatar, I'll hit the avatar 50% of the time and hit the target audience 50% of the time. If I only aim for the target audience, I'll hit the target audience 50% of the time, but I'll miss the whole mark 50% of the time. That is a great way to actually make it tangible in your mind so that you know exactly what I'm talking about. Part 5, it's time for us to understand some different types of copywriting. So I already went on to email copywriting quite a bit, but I want to explain this one little bit more, and then we'll actually take some examples of ad copy and sales page copy, okay? So email copywriting. Email copywriting consists of creating marketing emails that can be sent out to a company's list of email addresses, or can be automatically sent to each new subscriber as soon as they subscribe to somebody's email list. That is email copy. If that doesn't make too much sense to you, don't worry, because I'm going to speak a little bit more about email marketing as we go on. I also have a very, very in-depth free 1-hour course on email marketing that you guys can check out after this one. Next up, we need to understand ad copy. Okay, ad copy is anything that is created with the purpose of using cold traffic. If you don't understand, cold traffic is people who do not know you. They don't know who your brand is at all. This can be things like YouTube ads, Instagram ads, and Facebook ads. Okay, so let's take a quick peek at what that might look like. Boom. So this is an Instagram ad that I came across. Damn, my notification's going wild. If you don't follow me on Instagram, Tyson.scales, you're gonna get a lot of great content there as well. $132,500 in 30 days from a $5 book. Now, isn't that interesting? So it's a big hook. Now you see this big result and you're wondering, well, how? How did that happen? You got the arrows, pointing towards where your eyes should look next. So also some other things to know. In 30 days, remember where we talked about value? We want to shorten the amount of time it takes for people to get to their desired outcome. This is the law of ultra specificity. You see where it says 132,500? If it just said 100,000, then it's not as specific as 132,500. Adding specificity to it makes it sound real. If someone says, where were you last night? And then you're coming up with a lie and you're like, I was at the grocery store. Then you're gonna be like, oh, dude, this dude's lying, bro. He's telling me that he was at the grocery store at 8 o'clock at night. What were you getting, dog? What are you talking about? But if you were like, oh, I was at the grocery store, I needed some grapes. See, I've been eating a lot of grapes lately because I don't want to eat full meals, and eating grapes really does help me vanquish my hunger. So the reason why I was there so late is because I was so hungry, but I didn't want to commit to eating a full meal and cheating on my diet. So that's why I went to go get grapes at 8 p.m. Added all that specificity, and now you're like, well, I mean, damn. You can't make that stuff up, so I guess so. And that's actually real too. That's why I've been eating a lot of grapes. But I digress. Month 1 of launching my wife's Facebook group, she signed $132,500 USD of client contracts and has a full calendar of hot leads. This concept of hot and cold traffic is really coming up a lot. But good though, because now you guys are going to understand it. Hot leads. We only implemented the information from CNC's $4.95 ebook plus $200 Australian per day ad spend. 6,000 Australian ad spend into 132,500 USD. So that equals 195K AUD. Work out the ROAS on that. If you don't know ROAS, return on ad spend. It's a little bit above your pay rate at the current amount of time, but don't worry about it. The right offer plus the right strategy equals gold. Order your digital copy today. So this essentially is just a quick testimonial. But then we have more copy over here in the description, in the caption. This Facebook client getting method is so powerful. Please only use it ethically. Now you're thinking, damn, it's so good that I could use it unethically. What might happen? What if I do use it unethically? Ooh. Because it helps us sell out all the spots in our high-ticket coaching programs, forcing us to reject 30% of qualified applications ready to pay. So the only problem you're gonna have is that you have too many clients. You're gonna have too much money. You won't know what to do with it. Big payoff, big result without pain points, complex funnels, fancy websites, cold DMing prospects. We just use a simple Facebook group and the strategies we share with you here. And then the link inside, you'll learn. And then here's the bullets, just like I was saying. How to rapidly grow your Facebook group and fill up your blah, 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 blah. The new way they're selling high ticket programs to sophisticated buyers that overcome their skepticism even before you speak with them on the phone. How to position yourself as the instant authority and win the trust of your ideal clients so that they choose to work with you instead of your competition. And all these other stuff. Plus, you'll get the fill in the blank templates. You'll need to launch a new group or revive an old one to get a surge of new members fast. So feature, fill in the blank templates. Benefit, revive your group. Bro, all of the stuff that I'm showing you is very formulaic. You're starting to notice a pattern. All the patterns that you're noticing right now is literally all copywriting is. It's just patterns. I don't want to say templates and fill in the blanks because even though that realistically is what it is, it's pretty much all templatized, all fill in the blank, right? I don't want to sound like, oh, super easy. All you got to do is fill in the blank, make $1 million. But essentially, it's kind of what it is. Fill in the blanks, throw it through ChatGPT, use some AI, just like I'm about to show you how to do. And bro, even if your English ain't good, bro, you're a good ass copywriter. You're killing the game. Right? And then of course there's sales page copy. I've already kind of shown you guys one sales page, but I'll show you guys another one. And it's actually the sales page to this ad that we just looked at. So whenever someone actually clicks on an ad or the link in your email, they lead to a page that will communicate the value of a product. It consists of this page, the contents of this page plays a huge role in its success. So we just looked at the ad copy, bro. There was the actual copywriting on the picture. There was the copywriting in the testimonial. There was the copywriting in the caption. And then, man, we go over the sales page. What do we find? Copywriting everywhere. This video is copywriting. This headline is copywriting. This is copywriting. This is copywriting. This is copywriting. This whole funnel. You can believe a copywriter was literally paid so many thousands of dollars. And then guess what? After they buy this product, they have to submit their email. Their email goes onto an email list. The email list does what? Emails. Copywriting. Are the gears starting to flow with you now, man? I tell you that that copywriting is literally the glue that holds a whole company's business together. I'm not lying. It is literally, I'm showing you right here, right? This is easily a 7 or 8 figure business. I can guarantee you. So, like I said, coaches, consultants, and agency owners calling out their ideal customers, just like the last sales page, just like all the copy we've looked at already. Steal our $10 million Facebook group system. Big benefit. Download the $1 Million Group System book today. Get 1 to 2 high-paying clients each day with ease. And then here's the video sales letter. We're not going to actually watch it at the moment, but this was written by copywriters. The script for this is written by copywriters. Download now, just $5. Claim your special bonus. The next 9 people to claim their digital book of $1 Million Group Method will get our AI content formula for free. Okay, now what is this? This is scarcity. Only the next 9 people. What is 9 people? Why 9 people instead of 10 people? Ultra specificity, guys. The principles here are everywhere. Like every single, it's all the same stuff. Okay, anybody can do this. This ain't hard. You could probably go and write a good sales page right now. What is the $1 Million Group Method? Then boom, it shows you exactly here what it is. It explains you how to do it. I'm not gonna read it because that's a lot of text, but if you wanted to know, there it is right there. Here's how we built a $10 million coaching company with a single client getting Facebook group. Here's what you'll get. And here's a little bit about homeboy, Landon Stewart. He's from Arizona, I guess. That's him. That's his check. That's his shorty. That's his boo thing. Clients and community. Here's him. London moving into his dream home. He has one of those cool TVs that looks like wallpaper or whatever. He has a pretty cool setup. I'm not gonna lie, I think my setup wins. Okay, never mind. I think his setup is pretty cool. He got the lights, he got the books. My homeboy made 32 grand in a day, man. He made 10 million overall. Sheesh. Man, he ain't playing, bro. He ain't playing around. It comes with a guarantee and everything. So look at this huge page, bro. This is not a tiny page. Man, this page right here, you can guarantee it made bank, bro. It made bank. The page itself was structured by a copywriter, all written by a copywriter. The video was written by a copywriter. The contents inside, easily written by a copywriter. The emails that you'll get, written by copywriters. Copywriting is everything, bro. The copywriting is everything. Everything. So now you know exactly what it all looks like. And that's still the tip of the iceberg, man. So what should you actually focus on to learn copywriting? How do you learn it? How do you practice it? So what you should start with, okay? I'm gonna tell you right now what you should start your focus on. You should start your focus on writing short emails. So look, these short emails are gonna be 200 to 300 words ideally. So they're really short emails. The reason why short emails win as soon as you're starting is because they're the easiest to create. Your mistakes are gonna show up. So all you need to do is get them reviewed, right? And they're easy to review. I'm gonna be honest, nobody wants to review your 10,000 words page. It's way too much. It's just, that feels like work. I only wanna look at your 200, 300 word email. It's gonna be short, easy to consume, boom, boom, done. Next is story emails, okay? After you understand just writing short emails with some of the structures that I'm gonna show you that are not story emails, then you wanna write story emails. Now, story emails are highly effective, yet a little bit more difficult to pull off than other copywriting structures. And next up, you want to actually write some sales pages. Okay, sales pages consist of many moving parts, from headlines to video sales letters to body copy. That's why they're more advanced than just the emails. But you can charge way more upfront, all right? And we'll be learning about this more in the next section. How much you should charge, how to make a lot of money with copywriting. But right now we need to understand what copywriting even is and how to actually write it, okay? Then we need to speak about writing other types of copy. So there are hundreds of different types of copy out there. At the end of the day, when you master the foundational skills, you'll be able to write any sort of copy you get assigned, right? So there's lots of different types, but if you understand these 3 things and you can actually write good with these 3 things, then boom, all types of copy are done. So how do we actually start with copywriting today? Okay, today, what do you do? After you watch this whole, however many hours it is, program free course, what do you do? We need to analyze copy. As you guys can tell, it's very, very helpful when I go through and show you guys examples of what I'm talking about, different sales pages and stuff that have made millions and millions of dollars before. So first thing you want to do is analyze copy. To figure out what copy looks like, how it flows, common techniques, you should continually analyze and break down every single ad, email, and sales page you come across. Okay, so instead of scrolling past ads like we all do, you're going to want to take a look at it, click on it, look through the sales page, and understand how it all works, just like I kind of showed you guys how to do. Next, go to synthesize. By analyzing copywriting relevant to your niche, you're going to find different angles, strategies, and fascinations that you can use in your own copy in the future. This is called a swipe file. We're going to talk about this in a second. And next, of course, you're going to want to optimize. Okay, optimize basically by going through the refinement process. This is where you write a piece of copy, you put it all together, and then you get it reviewed, and then you also make a good copy by reviewing it yourself the next day. All right, that's how you want to optimize. So what is a swipe file? Right? How do we synthesize? So your copy is literally only going to consist not exclusively, but mostly just from other people's copy. If they have certain lines that they did well, certain things that they did well, you want to just use all of their copy, right? And Frankenstein your own piece of really good copy. For example, man, it's the same with YouTube. Nobody on YouTube comes up with their own ideas. It's all just recycled ideas with their own little spin on it. So for example, 7 dirty habits that turn men weak. 8 habits keeping you a weak man. Remove them from your life. 5 habits keeping men weak. 6 disgusting habits keeping men weak. 6 habits keeping men weak. Why do all these YouTubers just make the exact same video? Because all these videos are always going to pop off. They understand, hey man, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. All you need to do is take somebody else's idea and make it your own. That's it. Take somebody else's copy and make it your own. That's why it's called copy. You just copy other people. Come on now, man. Come on now, man. If that ain't flames, I don't know what it is. Great copywriters are masters at ethically stealing the best copy that they already know works. For example, all the topics above are the exact same, but the pacing, style, script, and content are all totally different. Exactly. Some of them just feature some guy talking. Some of them feature, I don't know, cartoon animations. And some of them feature B-roll, like some stock footage. Some of them are in a different voice. Some of them have different pacings. All the habits that they're talking about are different, right? So that's where it actually comes from. Remember, copy isn't written, it's assembled. You literally just take certain parts, you fill in the blanks, you take parts of other people's copy, and you put it into your own. Okay, that is exactly how you do it. And now not only will your copywriting be much better if you just like do what I'm saying here and synthesize, but man, it's gonna be so much easier. You're not gonna be sitting there just like looking at a blank document like, oh man, I don't know what to write, dog. I don't know what to write. You don't need to know what to write, right? And also you don't need to do all this complicated research and all this other stuff on what your avatar or what your target audience is. It's already done for you. Just look at the big players in your niche. See what they're doing with their copy, and do the same with your copy. But we need to talk about building your swipe file. Okay, so how do you actually go about building your swipe file? So you're gonna need to go through and find ads, which is not going to be hard in 2023 to find an ad. And if you see anything that's effective, anything that you like, or anything that you see is getting a lot of traction, or anything that you keep seeing all the time, you're gonna wanna copy that or screenshot it and put it into a document that you have called swipe file. Now I know this is a huge free course, already huge free course, already worth thousands of dollars easily, but I want to give you even more value by giving you access to my personal swipe file. Now I was forgetting if I was figuring out if I should do this or not. I wasn't really sure. But you know what, man? It's one of the best ways to learn copy, and that's what I'm mostly concerned about. I'm mostly concerned about you guys learning and understanding copy. Tyson, why are you giving out so much free value? Look, I'm not gonna just be one of those guys that's like, well, look, you know, I really want to give back to the community and I'm super humble and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to play humble like that. No, I have my own selfish reasons. I want to be known as one of the greats, man. I came out here to be the best at what I do. Only way that I can do that is making you watching this right now a lot of money. I want to make you rich, because when I make you rich, you'll say, yo, Tyson 4D made me rich. But Tyson 4D makes you rich. All you need to do is post about it in the Discord that you got to win, and everybody's going to be happy, dog. Everybody's going to be happy. So I actually have a swipe file that you can access inside of the Copy Starter Kit, the free Copy Starter Kit that you can download down in the description after this video. And now I want to take you guys through the full guide of writing a great piece of email copy, right? A full guide, A to Z, everything. So what should your email actually look like? What should it consist of? What are the parts of it? How does it actually go? Well, here's what it should look like. At the beginning, you have your subject line, of course. Every email has a subject line. Your subject line should always be, ideally, under 40 characters. The reason being is because 40 characters is the maximum it can be before it's cut off on the preview on somebody's phone screen on Gmail. That is why 40 characters is as much as you want to go. Next up, we want to get somebody's attention by saying something bold, saying something disrupting. Then we want to get their interest. Tell them something that they're going to want to know, and tell them why it works, or just tell them more. And the next step, we set up some desire. So we take their interest, and now we manufacture some desire and tell them if they want that desire, they're going to have to take action. Action is a call to action. Click here to book a call. Click here to buy this product, or go to this page, or learn how to do this, that, or the other thing. Now this is a structure that you'll see a lot. AIDA, AIDA, right? It's the most basic copywriting or marketing structure that there really is. But there are some more structures. PAS, HSO, and CJN. Now, PAS and HSO have been around for decades. I don't even know. They're one of the oldest types of copywriting structures, email structures. CJN is one that I actually created myself. People always write in CJN a lot, but I'm the one that kind of gave it a name, right? So we need to go through problem, agitate, and solution. So here's a diagram of what it looks like and how it might work. So problem, I do have that problem. Now that you mention it, agitate. Man, this problem is bad. It needs to be fixed now. But solution, don't worry, man. There's a solution. There's a way to make it better. So problem, relate to them with a problem that they are currently facing that they may or may not know that they have. Right? So a lot of people have problems that they don't even know. And all you need to do is call attention to it. So here's an example. Have you ever lost money on a trade and spent the rest of the week revenge trading? Right? So this is something to day traders. And this is a common problem that they have a lot that the average person might not know. But day traders, they know that they have. So essentially what they do is they're day trading, they're doing the thing and they lose. So they're like, damn, I just lost money. And they're like, damn, I have to make my money back right now. So they trade very aggressively and they just throw their trading plan away. Right? That's how day trading works. And then they turn a bad day into a bad week and they lose a ton of money and just blow up their accounts. This is when you emotionally trade aggressively and usually ends up turning a red day into a red week real quick. And now only traders are going to be like, damn, he's describing that problem very, very well. I do that all the time. And also, I'm not a day trader myself. The only reason I know this is because I've seen day traders talk about it online. And you agitate it. This is where you twist the knife and paint a picture of how bad the situation will get if not remedied. So example, this is the number one reason that new traders blow up their account and quit day trading for good. I've seen dozens of naive traders make their 100K trading fund disappear in as little as a couple months. Now that's scary. Imagine starting with 100K and then poof, it disappears into like 20 or 10K. And the very thing that was supposed to give you freedom, day trading, is now caught you in shackles, and now you're forced to go back and work as an Uber driver to make ends meet. And I know that because that is actually literally a story that I've heard before. I met a guy on Hamz's Discord server who said that that's exactly what he did. So that's painting a picture of, then what's going to happen, then what's going to happen. And you can always go deep with this, right? And you can always go deeper. So for example, now you're forced to work at Uber. Now your girlfriend is like, she doesn't want to work with a dude at Uber because it's embarrassing. So she breaks up with you. So then you have to date this wildebeest. This wildebeest hates you and you don't like her at all, but it's the only chick that you can get. Then you have a baby with this wildebeest. Now you're stuck with this wildebeest. But your baby, you're only working at Uber, so you can't make a lot of money. So now your kid can't go to college. So now he is forced to drive Uber too. And now you're gonna have a whole lineage of Uber drivers just because you don't know how to solve this one small problem. Of course, that's exaggerated, but I wanted to paint out the picture for you so that you know exactly how deep you can actually go. And you can always go deeper. Essentially, you want to paint a picture about how this one problem can eventually ruin their life. So the solution, this is the advice or lesson that will remedy the problem that's been agitated. Remember to use the problem solution loop, like I'm going to show you here. That's why creating a trading plan and learning how to stick to it is by far the most difficult yet rewarding key to making as much money as you want. If you want to know how to come up with a trading plan tailored to you that you can actually stick to, click here to watch the free training that I uploaded. And then you click there, free training, that's the action. There's also so many other types of call to actions that you could have. So you could be like, click here to actually copy my trading. I've been in profitable trading for the last 20 years, and you can click here to actually copy my trades. So many different ways you could do it. So the attention, right, how you get their attention is you relate to a problem. Have you ever lost money on a trade and spent the rest of the week revenge trading? That's how you get their attention, because they're like, oh my God, yes. I'm so interested in what he's going to say next. A common expression that you might hear is the job of your first line is to get people to read your second line. The job of your second line is to get people to read your third line, and so on and so forth, until the job of your last line is to get them to click on whatever you want them to click on. The interest is, hey, this is a really bad problem. If you don't fix it, then something bad's going to happen. The desire is, but I know a way to fix it. The way to fix it is to come up with a trading plan. Now you've just manufactured desire. And the last part, of course, action. Click here if you want a free trading plan. Know how to create a free training plan that's tailored to you. Value, amazing, crazy. Next, challenge, justify, and need, otherwise known as CJN, my personal structure. Challenge. It starts with a challenging belief. Whoa, this dude's crazy. What is he talking about? This dude's off his rocker. And then you justify it with proof and facts. Hold up. This crazy dude actually got a point. Maybe he's right. And then I want to learn more, or I need what he actually just told me that I needed. So here's how it actually goes, broken down. So challenge. A great way to get someone's attention is for you to say something that's contrary to popular belief. Example, Kim Kardashian is the best entrepreneur of our generation. People are going to be like, Kim Kardashian? But what about Alex Hormozi, dog? And then you could start the email with, Kim Kardashian is better than Alex Hormozi. She's better than Tai Lopez. She's better than all these other online entrepreneurs that there are. All the business influencers that you know, Kim Kardashian is better. That's something crazy. That's a challenging belief, contrary to popular belief. How on earth could he say that? This dude's nuts. But hold up. Justify. She's not the smartest, hardworking, or even the best looking, but she knows how to get attention and turn them into followers. This is why she's one of the richest people on the planet. Now you're like, huh? Well, I mean, I guess she does have the most followers, the most loyal fan base, and she knows how to turn her followers into dollars. Maybe she is the best entrepreneur out there. Then there's a need. This is where you transition into the learning lesson and use the solution problem loop into the CTA. Okay, so for example, and by studying the strategies used by Kim, I've been able to distill her ability to monetize attention into a simple 3-part formula. I call it the Kim K funnel. If you want access, just reply to this email and I'll send it over. Now, isn't that interesting? So I've manufactured desire. The desire is, look, you need to understand how to market like Kim K because she's the one making the most money out here. She's the biggest billionaire out here, dog. I call it the Kim K funnel. Now you're like, ooh, Kim K funnel, what's that? Now you have, and it's a simple 3-part formula. So now you're really interested. Okay, what is it? If you want access, just reply to this email and I send it over. See, not every email has to be click here to go here or click here to go there. It can also be reply to this email. The benefit to that is, it's more personal. Now it's like you and me are actually in a conversation rather than me sending you some marketing email and you going and clicking and buying something and whatever. Instead, we're having a discussion and I'm giving it to you. It builds that relationship factor. Next, of course, hook, story, and offer. So what's the hook? Ooh, that's interesting, right? Hook. Next, wow, that's a cool lesson from that story. The story is intriguing. Now you have a lesson. And next up is an offer. Maybe this will work. So here's how it goes. A hook that grabs people's attention by giving them a piece of your story that sounds interesting or difficult to believe. Example, why getting fired 4 times was the best thing that ever happened to me. Wait a second, you got fired 4 times? How is that the best thing that ever happened to you? I need to know how. That's what people will be thinking. Story. This is where you reveal the story and give people insight into the feelings and the moral dilemmas of the main character. All right. Example. In 2008, I lost everything 4 times. No matter how many times I picked myself up and dusted myself off, misfortune was waiting to knock me back down again. It was like trying to escape quicksand. The more I struggled, the worse it got. Now, and you're like, ooh. So understand that I'm not retelling the story here. A big problem that people have is they say, in 2008, I got fired 4 times. It's like, okay, but tell me how it felt. What was the moral angst, the dilemma? What actually happened? How did it feel? Paint a picture. No matter how many times I picked myself back up and dusted myself off, misfortune was always waiting to knock me back down again. It was like trying to escape quicksand. The more I struggled, the worse it got. That's how it really felt. And this is also a little bit why these story emails are a little bit more difficult than the other emails that I previously mentioned, which is why you should learn them in that order. Okay. So the offer. Now you offer them the learning lesson of your advice and transfer it to another problem solution loop, of course. Problem solution loop, very, very integral when it comes to copywriting. Example, but after getting laid off for the 4th time in 3 months, I knew I'd had enough. So I fired up Google, searched for ways to make money online, and 3 years later, I just made my first $1 million online. Don't forget that it's always the darkest before dawn. Join the newsletter here. You got this, man. That might be something that Justin Waller might post on his YouTube community posts to get more people into his newsletter. And then that's marketing, man. That's marketing right there. He gives you a pep talk and he lets you know, join the newsletter here if you want to learn more. That's the HSO. All right. And this one is very, very, I can't even tell you how effective stories are, right? So let me show you how effective stories really, really are. So look, this is a YouTube video that I recorded and uploaded recently. It's the story of how I went from a $12 an hour carpenter to a millionaire copywriter. And I really need to stress to you that 99% of my videos follow this exact same retention path right here. The retention path literally tells you how many people are still watching and how many leave, okay? And as you can see, in this video, it's just one big story. And it has really, really good retention, especially at this spot. At this spot, I show a video, as